Hi folks, and welcome to the eDrive Innovation Challenge, where you will have 10 competitors competing over the next few weeks through 6 exciting challenges to become the top innovator.
Hi, my name is Dennis Eccleston. I am the CEO and the founder of iPower. We are hoping to get maximum exposure for our brand iPower in Jamaica and to other Caribbean countries.
I'm Alexis Russell of On-The-Go Auto Repairs. I'm the CEO.
My name is Shanghai Blair. I am the sales director of On-The-Go Auto Repairs.
My name is York Ali Walters, and I am with Imagine Auto. I want to learn. I want to be better at starting this venture into something that is nationally known and given the ability to grow internationally.
James Porteous, Jamstar Motors. What I'd like to get out of this experience is basically experience in presenting and getting feedback from my proposal, my idea.
Hello, my name is Nakeem Elliston. My company is LTech Company Limited. I'm looking for an opportunity to start my business and to explore every opportunity to publish my brand worldwide.
My name is Kamari Cole, and this is my partner Carice Lloyd. We represent Jamtrack. What we expect from the eDrive competition is to meet a lot of top business professionals who can help us in bringing our proof of concept to life.
My name is Princess Thompson, and I am the founder of Brave Engineer Contractor Company. What I'm looking for from this experience is the exposure, mostly. Once I get myself out there into the public, I will eventually get the revenue that I'm looking for.
My name is Matthew Ferguson. I'm an IT consultant at Gizmo's Computer Support and Services.
I'm Anton Chung. The name of my company is Solar's Red. And what I look forward to from this competition is exposure to potential business partners to get the product up and running.
Hi, my name is Marlando Latouche. I am a director for Locabor Limited. I'm looking forward to developing my skills in communication and to become a better storyteller from this experience.
eDrive is a partnership between the IDB Lab and the JPS Foundation, and the purpose of that partnership is to develop the electric vehicle industry in Jamaica. It's time for challenge number 1, but first you've got to meet our judges. The first judge is Mr. Oliver Hill, CEO of Tropical Mobility, and our other judge is Lauri-Ann Ainsworth, CEO of Branson Centre of Entrepreneurship, Caribbean.
Hi, good morning. My name is Dennis Eccleston. I am the CEO and founder of iPower. We are the Caribbean's first mobile e-mobility charge solution company. A staggering 58% of customers are fearful of switching due to range anxiety, fear of charge depletion, and being left stranded. At iPower, we combat range anxiety by offering roadside charge assistance for e-mobility through our solar smart charging. You can charge from home, you can know your range before you actually worry about getting to an actual commercial charging unit.
I like the clarity, I like the cleanliness. I always love the graphics, and I think you explained it really nicely. I just wonder what traction you've actually made in terms of the market since you did aggressive marketing.
So a lot of traction that we've gained is mainly communication with Caribbean partners, because before we can say we're going to launch, because we're still basically in our startup phase. So what we're trying to do is to find out in the market what has been happening in terms of the move to EV before we can start making an heavy investment.
So I had some questions about just the problem you're looking to address, whether it's more a roadside assistance issue, or is this something that you see as a solution for day-to-day charging?
So it's a little bit of both. Overall, we're trying to cater to range anxiety without getting into a commercial unit. So from home before you leave, some persons don't have a charging unit at home. So most persons would rely on charging stations at their workplace, or on their way they may stop and get charged. So that's just a mitigation process.
Some time ago, I was working in the call center industry. I'd be driving to work for 9 to 11 hours on a daily basis. I couldn't get a professional to service my vehicle, and I care about my vehicle a lot. And as it relates to public transportation, I really don't think it's safe.
While thinking about the idea of On-The-Go Auto, we wanted to be different. We wanted to bring our service to customers.
to create a sense of security and convenience. What about the fears that we had when we decided to get a hybrid or electric vehicle? In Jamaica, one of the #1 fear is the cost of maintenance, primarily the hybrid battery. We wanted to solve this for our customers. I would absolutely want to engage Tropical, one of the best and biggest distributor of batteries. We would want to engage them to get more diverse battery options at a competitive price as well. JPS is leading by far in the Caribbean, not just Jamaica, when it comes to electrifying and going green, and we would want to be a part of that.
From a presentation standpoint, I like how you started with storytelling. That pulled me in, your story about how it impacted you. And as an entrepreneur, I think that's always so important to bring your story into this solution that you are trying to bring to the table. I would say that get to the next steps a little quicker, because sometimes I get lost in too much of the story.
How many service technicians do you currently have, and what kind of qualifications do you have?
I studied construction engineering, but from personal experience, I've been working on cars for more than 6 years.
I've been working on cars for 5 years. I'm another one of our technicians. We have another technician in a Mandeville location. That's the only physical location we have. And that technician / mechanic, he has been working on vehicles for over 20 years.
Are you certified to work on electric vehicles?
Not yet, no, but we have experience and we have knowledge from professors from universities overseas.
I don't need to preach to the choir to tell you guys why EVs are important, but here's a pitch. There are 1.5 billion vehicles on the planet, whether they are massive trucks or little Honda Fits. Not all of them are ICE, but getting them from ICE to EV is not gonna happen in the short to medium-term future. What can happen faster is converting them. And that is what we are gonna do. The average EV owner in Jamaica is paying as little as 20% of what they used to pay. It's more than just the gas. It's the ability to reduce your maintenance costs dramatically.
What I liked at the beginning was the positioning of the problem. I thought that was very clear. Where you lost me was the solution. I'm not quite clear I understand what the solution is.
So the solution is to convert and not for everyone having to buy a new car. And in converting, it allows us to ramp up the electrification of the rolling stock of cars that we can.
How do you do that? So in other words, do you have a team? Do you have the equipment? What is it that you do to a vehicle to convert it from one to the other?
So where we are now is literally the seed in the ground, wanting to start that part of it.
I would agree with Lauri in that, I wanted to see how vehicles are converted, which vehicles can be converted. The challenge in converting, from what I understand, is that if you don't design an electric vehicle from the ground up to be electric, then it wouldn't have kind of the efficiencies that a Tesla might have being designed as an electric vehicle.
I'd like to present to you the benefits of converting your existing vehicle, which is an internal combustion engine, to electric. Yes, it's environmentally friendly. It's also a way of restoring these nice classic vehicles. For example, we have a Series 2 Land Rover. My idea is we can put an electric motor with batteries in this. You keep the existing 95% of the parts. You can use your car as a big power bank. You're sitting on anywhere upwards of 30 kilowatt hours to 80 kilowatt hours of energy in your car. What we can do is give you equipment to plug into your car and then plug into your home through your junction box. And you can run your whole house for days, depending on how much load you have in there. Could be a week.
I think you started off on a really great foot. So I like the fact that you gave your definitions and you explained things very clearly, simply not using jargon.
I do like that you used Land Rovers in the slide. Or in the slides. I have a Series 3 that I've been restoring, a 1973 Series 3.
In Jamaica?
In the US.
Oh.
And I did consider converting it to electric. What was missing from the presentation was, how would I do that with a Land Rover? I see a huge potential impact of conversions. For my personal experience, and I think a lot of us would like to know, how can we prolong the life of the vehicle we love without, being locked into this fossil fuel addiction?
An automobile doesn't necessarily need an engine. What we do is shift the electric motor into the wheels of our automobiles. And so we have a completely different kind of thing, where we have 4 independent intelligent wheels rather than a traditional internal combustion engine and powertrain and so on. A vast amount of light has been shone on eliminating radial flux motors. However, not many venture down the path of an intelligent standalone axial flux motor, capable of making its own decision instead of depending on a common VFD. Radial flux motors are the motors that generate their magnetic flux perpendicular to that of the axis of rotation. They are bulky, have a low power density. Axial flux motors are able to meet the high efficiency requirements of electric vehicles and do more.
You're obviously passionate about this, right?
Yes.
However, you have to know your audience, right? And I have no idea what you said up there.
I figured.
You know why? You use complete jargon. You're reading off of your slides, and I have no idea what you're talking about. The challenge is taking that passion that you have and converting it so that you can influence people.
For example, what's a VFD?
It's a variable frequency drive.
Vehicle frequency drive.
Variable frequency.
Variable frequency drive, okay. How far along are you in this business development?
Well, I planned on actually starting the first prototype this month. I already ordered the parts, so plan on working on getting it started out.
Picture this. Electric powered trains. So replacing the diesel with electric power, and not only electric power, I know this will meet your fancy, Mr. Oliver, battery powered electric trains.
We actually do have some train infrastructure here in Jamaica already, but it's old and outdated, and I see that the JRC is making a little bit of a comeback, but why not update the systems, bring it into the new age before we really try to push this mode of transportation?
This will be independent of fossil fuels, which we know we're trying to cut back on, moving to the green age.
We could cater to the average commuter, to business professionals who want to have meetings on the go, as well as the opportunity to have stores, restaurants on cars.
What I would like to know and see is, this is just kind of in the idea stage, right?
Yes.
Because I imagine that something like this will take a lot of players. Have you gotten any interest from anyone who would like to see this happen as well?
Not as yet, but that's why we're here.
No problem, okay.
Technically, I'm left wanting to know more. Why other trains in other parts of the world that are electric aren't using batteries, if it is a viable solution. I know batteries are expensive, and I'm not sure swapping batteries at stations is a solution that has happened elsewhere. Maybe that's the innovation that you're bringing to the table.
My company is an electrical company. We deal with the wiring of residential and commercial buildings. We offer sales in electric vehicle charging systems, and we install them. For each electric vehicle owner, they will have a home charging system installed in their house. Our technical team will be fully trained and certified electricians. So this is a level 1 charger, and it's what you call a trickle charge, right? You can plug it into your normal 110 volt outlet at your home or at your businesses,
Is the electrical wiring component of the business already up and running?
Yes, but it's not registered.
In terms of the presentation, I thought you did a fairly good job. I like that you had a prop and that you brought your hat, and it shows that you're credible.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're on a call, important call, and you hear a load bike? It's a very common thing here in Jamaica, the infamous yang yang. We're looking to solve this problem, right? We can do this through converting existing bikes to electric. It was really in 2019 that I started building the bike and I joined the high voltage community. This is my thought process when I was first building the bike. I had a lot of options. I was considering dual drive, but the cost at the time, mid-drive, and of course four-wheel drive, but that would require a different type. So a lot of flaws were in the first bike. The high voltage community was what started guiding me on how to improve it.
I think what you demonstrated here was a really good use of, I think, business model canvas. I did get a little lost somewhere with the technicality, but I like the fact that you have tapped into a community. I like the fact that you are open because it shows me coachability. It shows me someone who is willing to take feedback.
In Jamaica, who rides a bicycle? Typically, it's either people who are bicycle enthusiasts and they do it for sport, and for them, I don't think electrifying their bicycle is high on their list of priorities.
After spending a stressful day at work, I want to go home and relax. I do not want to think about how expensive it is to run the air conditioner or my 100-inch flat screen TV. I plan to solve this high electricity problem in Jamaica by enabling new homeowners the opportunity to install solar roof tiles that not only shelter but also generate energy. Some may comment that solar cells are expensive. And my answer to this is yes. However, only in the short term. Others may comment that the sun doesn't shine continuously. Luckily, according to a team of engineers at the Stanford University, they have developed a solar cell that can generate some electricity at night. With Solar Z, the physical roof is made out of solar cell, which looks more attractive, complement your home design, and also increase the value of your property. And here we have like a app, example of how you can monitor electricity coming in from the panels. Or a potential supplier would provide a 30-watt tile for $7,000 and an 8-watt tile for $2,000. An estimate for a small room would be about 200 tiles. If possible and have the equipment, we could actually create the solar tiles here locally.
You kind of demonstrated a buy and sell model where someone else has already manufactured the tiles and you pretty much be purchasing it and installing it here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What I would have liked to see is the innovation, and you kind of touched on that when you spoke about manufacturing that locally at the end after your presentation. So that to me is a little bit more interesting.
I had a similar critique, I would say, that I don't see where the innovation is, because we already import solar panels, we design solar systems, we sell batteries, we bring in inverters. So the value proposition of what you're proposing is already out there. It's not very innovative because it already exists.
I am the operator of Locabor Limited. It's a agribusiness which is located in Ocherius. So what we're focusing on is making the production cycle, a food production cycle, we're making it more efficient. So Locabor Limited is a farm, but it's now producing a electronic workhorse, which we like to call the Equity. What I've decided to do is to fabricate devices which is similar to an electronic wheelbarrow. That's the easiest way to create the image. It's an electronic wheelbarrow. So basically it's powered by an electronic motor, and it has batteries, and it has the capacity to carry goods. A lot of farmers are still using manual tools like a hoe and a a shovel. This affects the production cycle by increasing the time that it takes to do work, which is essential for farming. A lot of farmers at the grassroots level in Jamaica, we do farming on less than desirable land spaces. So these land spaces are usually uneven or they have narrow accesses. So these are our target customers that local board decided that this would have been the sector which can benefit the most. The value that we've identified that we could add to the market is really to empower the small farmers, right?
I think it's great that you're integrating with another industry, the agri space, and of course I think that's very, it's close to home because that's what we do here in Jamaica, particularly in the Caribbean. So I think it's a really good use of the electric and bringing it to the agri space.
I think that one of the challenges that you identified in your presentation could bring some innovation to bear, and that specifically is your target market is comprised of smallholder farmers who typically don't have much access to capital, and certainly if you're going to bring electric equipment to the field, that electric equipment would need to be powered. So if they're not paying for fuel for a rototiller or something, they would have to be paying for electricity. So where you might bring some additional innovation, I like that you take a modular approach and maybe you have kind of a basic platform that you can add different components to tailor it to the specific needs, but you also might bring some innovation to the financing side of the equation, so that these farmers can access the equipment that you're assembling.
And that's it for challenge number 1. Are you seeing the top innovator just yet? Alrighty, so stay tuned next week for challenge number 2 when they make their presentation in a focused group setting. And guess what? We're gonna have 2 volunteers from our social media page, which is, where you're watching this right now. It's gonna be nice. So until then, stay current, take care, and bye from the eDrive Innovation Challenge.